You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters' three-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. William A. Smith Auction Gallery. They host 45 auctions yearly. Check the schedule on their website. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, much more than a home heating provider. La Valley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza and more, always fresh. People, food, great times await you. Baba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Baba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. And Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Good evening and welcome to Hanover, New Hampshire for tonight's Division II Boys Basketball game between the Merrimack Valley Pride and the Hanover Marauders. Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy Stout, joined by my broadcast partner Scott Quimby, and tonight Scott, a Division II heavyweight Marauders sitting at 8-0. They look to continue their undefeated season. The Merrimack Valley Pride traveling north. They've had a tough start to their season. They're going to try and play spoiler tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Hanover's having a heck of a year so far, obviously undefeated, and, extremely tough to beat. A lot of talent on their team. Merrimack Valley, yeah, they are 2-7. I was looking at their schedule here, and they only really have two bad losses to Bow and Lebanon, who we know are heavyweights,
yes.
Similar to Hanover. Every other game, at least, they were in. I think they can probably hang in there with Hanover and maybe make things interesting.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Bow and Lebanon. Bow sitting at 7-1, Lebanon 6-1. Hanover at the top, tied with Conval at 8-0. And then Merrimack Valley, as I mentioned, towards the bottom at 2-7. So as we get this one going, Hanover wins the tip and then stolen away. And we've seen this Merrimack Valley Pride team down in Sutton, New Hampshire, where they lost to the Cougars by 3 points. Right here on our YCN Game of the Week. Quite a good comeback in that second half.
Yeah, that's one of those 5 tight games that we're talking about. And, they just need to close some games out here in the fourth quarter. And, their record could be almost flipped. So, we'll see. I think they can hang in there.
In that game that we were referencing, it was the second game of the season, and a three-pointer by Griffin Wheeler at the buzzer missed from the corner that would have tied it up and sent it to overtime.
And it was an outstanding look as well. I mean,
yep.
It was a perfectly, beautifully drawn-up play, and I think with the way momentum was going, if that ball goes in, they would have been tough to stop in overtime.
So as we see a lot of dribbling here on the first possession, a good defense coming from the Marauders, and then into the paint and turned over. Here come Hanover on the break. They have a 3-on-1, maybe trying to get that extra pass, and it was tipped away. It'll go back to the Pride. Still no score, a minute in.
Yeah, it was good hustle defense getting back to stop the fast break.
And no good on that shot. Rebound goes to the Pride. Merrimack Valley losing to Kearsarge last year in the semifinal match after defeating Hollis Brookline and Co. Brown as the number 5 seed. Of course, that was Kearsarge's big run to the finals as a number 9 seed, and Hanover losing in the first round last year as an 11 seed, and they haven't lost since, as we mentioned, the 8-0 record.
Well, I mean, it's amazing. You're 11 seed last year. Now you're sitting at the top of the standings, 8-0. Heck of a job turning the program around.
and really only doing it with a handful of seniors. It looks like there are 5 seniors on this roster for Coach Tim Winslow, and unfortunately for him, nobody's found the bottom of the net yet. Still no score. And that ball will be going back to the Pride after kind of a screwed up inbounds pass. So not much going on here in the early going.
Certainly a slow start.
And a good defensive effort we've seen from both squads. A couple of steals, some missed baskets. As we approach the 6-minute mark here in the first quarter. That tight man-to-man defense, trying to slip behind his defender and then driving baseline, and the offensive foul is going to be called. I believe that was on number 20, Caleb Heath.
Yeah, and Frank Brennan was the guy taking the charge. Nice job planting his feet and beating the offensive player to the spot.
And what they were trying to do is set it up for a little slip and get behind the defender. And Jai White was confused for a minute, but he quickly made a nice recovery, as he does here on the offensive rebound and the putback. White with the first basket of the night.
Yeah, great pass inside to Brennan, and he put it up and just couldn't hit it. But fortunately for Hanover, Jai White on the rebound and gets the putback.
2-0 our score here. 2.5 gone by in quarter number 1. Quickly you see the double team. They're not going to let Griffin Wheeler beat them tonight. They'll make somebody else do it. And that time it was Renfors off the mark from deep. Driving into double coverage. Good defense.
Yeah, that's a great shot block.
And here comes Wheeler going the other way. Little strong.
Yeah, he felt the pressure from Jai White coming behind and kind of tried to do a quick little move, a little cute move, knowing that the shot might be blocked if he just takes a normal layup, and it really changed his technique.
And then ultimately couldn't corral his own miss. Still 2-0 score. Inside 5 minutes to play in quarter number 1 here in Hanover, New Hampshire. Marauders coming into this one at 8-0. Nice little move there, and they do get it inside. Nice defense, but then the basket by White, his second.
Yeah, White was fortunate to keep that ball. It looked like the hand was just about to take it away, and he was able to sneak it up there for 2.
And then playing some nice defense right over the timeline, almost coming up with the turnover, but
Hanover's very active on the defensive end. Everybody's constantly moving their feet and, rushing to the spots and making things very difficult.
And there's Griffin Wheeler with the first basket for the Pride.
And he had a hand in his face. I mean, that was a contested shot. Griffin Wheeler just bested him.
White with the dribble. Nice little slip there. And the quick basket, 6-3. White with all 6 points for the Marauders.
That seems to be where the Marauders' advantage is right now, with White down low.
Yeah, they're going to try and get him off of some mismatches or some slips. And here comes the steal, picked up by the Marauders, and that's number 5, Henry Pikus, trying to get the dunk, but he made the basket.
He got close to the dunk. He might have nicked the rim there.
Closer than me.
I might not get in that. Great anticipation on the defensive end to steal the pass, though, and when you make a play like that, you deserve the 2 points at the other end.
And we've seen that a couple times from Hanover, as the three-pointer is a little long for the Pride, but the offensive rebound, where Hanover kind of anticipates that pass at half court. They've almost come up with a couple steals, and they did obviously come up with one there. The three-pointer again, this time off the mark from Heath. And nobody has been able to score for the Pride except for Griffin Wheeler. His one shot there from deep, converted on that, and White with 6 for the Marauders.
That was a
nice
pass. Got an uncontested look for Gantrish there.
And Gantrish gets the hoop. It's 11-3, 2:39 to play in the first quarter. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Fans, please be sure to visit the concession stand out.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process, and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
Welcome back. Merrimack Valley Pride traveling up to Hanover tonight. Division II boys matchup. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby on the call. As you see, the Marauders leading early in this one, 11-3. Jai White with 6. Henry Pikus with 2. And then Nolan Gantrish was with the 3 right before that timeout. Coach Mucha wanted to talk it over, see what the Pride come up with and try and get back in this one.
Yeah, the Marauders haven't exactly got things going on the offensive end. A couple of their points were just offensive rebounds by Jai White. They certainly could iron things out, but their defense is what's really got this lead going. I mean, 3 points with 2:20 left and with the ball. Just a lot of speed, a lot of hustle in this defense. I mean, even right there on a fast break, you see it was Charles Adams with his hands up in the passing lane, and now they're set up in a regular offense.
Yeah, Heath came up with that steal and tried to get it to his outlet, but just not strong enough. And as you mentioned, good defensive effort from the Marauders and that half-court offense, which has not been successful at all for the Pride. Very tight man-to-man defense. And there's Heath going on the left side. Nicely done there. Caleb Heath with his first basket.
Yeah, good patient drive there.
Into the corner for 3, no good. The offensive rebound, nice move there from Seltzer. And then it gets it over to Adams. And ultimately it goes back to the Pride. So a couple close misses there. Maybe Merrimack Valley can get a score here and cut this one down. 6-point deficit they have now. And that defense we've seen from Hanover, very aggressive. And you're going to get those fouls when you play that aggressive that far from the hoop.
Surprisingly, that's the first one. So, Tim Winslow has his team hustling on defense right now, and they're playing very good, very clean, very smart basketball. And, I'm shocked that that's the first foul of this game for them.
The inbounds pass and the jumper, no good from Wheeler. Seltzer gets the rebound, tips it to Galbraith, and then up ahead to Pikus. Nice dish back to Seltzer. And that's what you call a hustle play. He got the rebound, and then he hustled up the court, and he gets rewarded.
I mean, it's a beautiful fast break in general. You get it out to Pikus. He fakes the 3, takes his time, and just a nice pass to find the open slasher, and an easy 2, uncontested.
Nobody picked up Seltzer on the trail man. After saving that ball, he hustled right back, and he's on the board. And 13-5 Marauders now. Wheeler in the double coverage, gets it to go. He's got 5.
Yeah, Wheeler went into a place where there was a lot more size than he has, and somehow he still found a way to get that shot up and have the calm, cool, collected demeanor to still put it in the hoop.
Ethan Drapo with a nice defensive effort there against White, posting up and holding his ground, not going for the fake or the spin, and then forcing the errant shot. And here we go, final 5 seconds. Merrimack Valley looking to end the quarter. And they can't get that one to go, so that's how we end quarter number 1. The Marauders up early, 13-7. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
No matter what season it is, you can always find the best in American and Italian cuisine at Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newbury, New Hampshire. Stop in to enjoy our fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizzas, the award-winning seafood chowder, and a new seasonal menu just right for the cooler months. Dine in or take out. You can check out our full lunch and dinner menus along with daily specials on our website each day as well. Bubba's Bar and Grill, just 2 miles from Mount Sunapee in the beautiful harbor of Newbury, New Hampshire.
William A. Smith Auction Gallery hosts 45 auctions a year. Our customer base is worldwide, and our reputation is for honesty and fairness. Join us for one of our live auctions. Check out the auction schedule on our website. Auction day is lively and fun.
Sold $3,381. Sold $253. Sold $850 straight away.
We look forward to seeing you on auction day.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza. You're never too far from great food and good times at Ramonto's, the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. We're back here starting the second quarter, 13-7, Merrimack Valley trailing, but showing a little spark there towards the end of that first quarter, and we see right there Griffin Wheeler with 5. He drives and gets stripped away. Here come the Marauders behind the back pass, a little errant, but picked up. Three-pointer from Pikus, and he gets it to go. He's got 5.
That's a nice looking shot right there by Pikus. The second he released it, you knew that one was going in. Just very good form.
Good skip pass across the court, and the Pride just could not adjust on their defense before Pikus had the open look. And Pride trying to get Wheeler involved. He's got 5 so far, but really want to get a few more from him. There's Heath, another three-point attempt off the mark. He's been trying quite a bit, but hasn't been able to get them to fall. But on the other end, they get one to go, and that is Eli Go.
Good hustle play underneath to get that offensive rebound and kick it out. And Hanover just kind of left go sitting out there by himself, and he had a wide open 3, and he made him pay.
And then misplayed on the offensive end for the Marauders. Ultimately, it's the fast break for Wheeler.
I mean, this is what we saw the last time we did Merrimack. I mean, it feels like they've been outplayed, but they just kind of hang around, and they do play a tough defense themselves, even though it feels like at times they've been dominated on the defensive end with this Hanover defense.
And there's White with the basket and one. He'll go to the free throw line, and you're right. I mean, we saw that game where the Kearsarge game, they were down big at halftime. I think they were down 24 at one point in the third quarter. And all of a sudden shut Kearsarge down.
They could never put them away. Kearsarge just hung around. They fought hard. And
that Merrimack Valley team just shut Kearsarge down, took advantage of some mistakes, and finally made some baskets to make it a one-possession game. And there's White coming down with it after missing his free throw. The possession arrow stays with the Marauders.
Yeah, Merrimack has to be careful on these offensive rebounds. This is creating a lot of the Hanover offense so far. Second chance points have been huge.
Get it to White on the block, and he takes one step around his defender, but a little strong. And then coming in, tipping it away, it looked like Pikus was the last one to touch it, but the ref was right there. He says, nope, Marauder basketball. Six minutes to play here in quarter number 2. 18-12 our score. Marauders on top, and there's a offensive foul away from the ball, and that'll go back to the Pride. Jai White will get called for his first, team's second. This Merrimack Valley Hanover game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all your printing needs. All our schedules and live broadcasts are at our website, ycnnow.com. So good start here for the Pride, keeping it close this quarter. They've identical scores of 6 points apiece. Excuse me, they actually have 5 points apiece. And once again, we see this good defense here by the Marauders.
Yeah, Merrimack's trying to be patient. They're trying to take the time to get a shot off, but absolutely swarming by Hanover, and they create the turnover.
Yeah, they get the 5-second call, and nice defense there. And Hanover, as we mentioned, they've had plenty of chances, some second chance points. Leading right now, Jai White has 8. Henry Pikus with 5.
3 of those 4 hoops from White were on offensive rebounds.
And here goes Wheeler. He's going to pull it back and try and reset. Kicks it back out to the corner, and then the throw from Drapo is errant, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to get a little fancy there with the pass. The intentions were good. It would have created an open shot, but you know.
Yeah, you like the idea, but
you got 12 points with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. I'd like him to keep it a little simple.
And there's Wheeler with a steal. He's got 3 defenders, but he's going to go right at him, and then it looked like it was blocked by Seltzer, but they're going to call a foul. Got a little body on that one.
Yeah, that's a tough break there. I mean, I thought Seltzer got all ball, but we'll see here in the replay.
Nice steal and the spin. He knows he's got 3 guys he's going to go against,
You can see Seltzer was sizing him up the whole way. It doesn't look like maybe he did get ball there.
Maybe pushed off a little bit with his left hand, and then Wheeler rims around and no good. And these are, once again, those points that you need to have if you're a team like Merrimack Valley. These free throws, make these all night and could be the difference in the game.
I don't see this game, being an offensive game at any point. I think it's kind of going to be a defensive slugfest the whole way. So when you get opportunities to shoot free throws, you're going to have to make them pay here in this game.
3-pointer from the corner is good. Gantrish.
That's Gantrish's second from the corner, 1 on each side. Certainly a spot he clearly likes.
So he's got 6, and the lead's back up to 8, 21-13. Actually, the biggest lead of the night for the Marauders. 4:30 to play here in quarter number 2. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby. Merrimack Valley Pride coming into this one at 2-7. Marauders 8-0. Got it going early, and they really haven't looked back. And we see Gantrish again for 3.
Adding his points up here real quick. He's got 9 now. I don't think he's hit rim yet.
So Nolan Gantrish, 3 threes, leading scorer on the floor. Merrimack Valley really trying to get something going. Nice skip pass there to Heath, and he gets a 3, his first one of the night.
Yeah, that was one of the rare times where they got some clean penetration into the, the interior of the defense, and when you kick it out and they found Heath, he was wide open.
And Heath has been shooting all night. You knew one of these was going to go down. Big block there from Heath on White, and now the breakaway, but the pass a little in front of Renfors.
Yeah, but back to that last play, Hanover, what they do on D is just kind of collapse on the interior. So if you can get in there, you can kick it back out and have open shooters.
There's White, another basket. He's back on top as the leading scorer with 10 points. Him and Gantrish, his teammate, going back and forth. 10-point lead opened up here for the Marauders. Pass to the corner or to the elbow, and the 3-pointer no good from Grand Mason. Here comes Hanover with that big 10-point lead. Gantrish, they're going to try and keep him from shooting as they double team him, but then that means White has a free chance. And that's not good if you're the Pride. Another basket from White. They open it up to a 28-16 lead. Timeout on the floor. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
This game is being brought to you in part by William A. Smith Auction Gallery, who hosts 45 auctions yearly, many in their auction house in Plainfield, New Hampshire. Check out their schedule on their website at wsmithauction.com.
That was a good trap there on the baseline. Forced a tough play there for Heath, but he made the smart play, kicked it out, kept the play alive, and now you get Griffin Wheeler hitting the 3.
Yeah, Griffin Wheeler, another 3-pointer. He's got 11 now, and that was one thing he didn't do last game we saw. Really struggled early. Obviously got a little bit hotter late, but if he can keep his team in it.
That was a deep 3. Way behind the line.
And Hanover's still going to, well, maybe not. It's going to go back and forth, and finally the Marauders get the rebound. And then the offensive rebound and the putback by Gantrish.
Quite a wild series of events there. It all started with a 30-foot shot by Pikus.
Yeah,
just
about.
Pure hustle both ways. I mean, it was like volleyball down there under the hoop, and somehow Gantish was able to find the ball and get 2.
So they're trying to see what the question was. I don't think there was any foul. I think the ref was just talking to the Hanover player because the basket counted, and there's no foul been recorded. So
there was 2 inbound saves there, and they both looked like they were clean and in. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't really see any fouls, so play on.
Yep, and that's what they do, and the Pride come back and get the jumper. Number 12, go. He's got 5. And then another shot, no good, but another offensive rebound, and the dribble drive, no good again. Tipped around, and another rebound to the Marauders.
Yeah, I mean, this is where they're killing them right now. This offensive rebounding, and there's 2 more second chance points as Ganters keeps his hot game up. He's got how many now?
He's got 10 points right now. And he had those, like you said, those last 2 second chance points as we're inside 1 minute to play here in the half. If you're the Pride, really got to get something on this possession. Kicking it out to the corner. Immediately pressured in that corner, they'll have to dribble it out.
Good pass there.
Yeah, he's driving in, and then he does, as you mentioned, find the open Wheeler, but again, off the mark.
Yeah, well-designed play. It's too bad Wheeler couldn't put that one down.
Gantrish finally misses from deep, but White gets the rebound. No good, and now the Pride is inside 25 seconds. Might hold to the last possession. I mean, after all of this, they hit a 3 here, which they're very capable of doing. They'd be only down 8.
I mean,
if you're the Pride, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, they hang in there. I mean, in a defensive battle, you're going to have a closer game, first of all, right? And, yeah, I mean, 2 stops and 2 threes, and boom, you're right in the game. So certainly no reason for Merrimack to panic, and no reason for our viewers to tune out.
And you wonder here if with only 4 fouls, then Winslow will start fouling a couple times before letting them get a shot off, but he doesn't do that. Wheeler hits the jumper. Nice end to the half for the Pride, and they deny Hanover a chance.
Yep.
So that's how we go into the locker room.
Single digits.
Yeah, the Marauders kind of hanging around. It looked like it could have gotten out of hand, but they trail by 9, 32-23 at the half. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
There once was a haunted house. People said they had heard voices, but no one dared to go inside.
There's a place for wood in your backyard. We recommend the Fire Pit. For looks and performance that outlast a wooden deck, make sure your next deck is built with Trex, the world's #1 premium decking brand.
Trex products are available at LaValle Middleton Building Supply. Visit us at lavalleys.com.
I had broken my humerus. I went home in the care of the VNA, and I met a group of women that I'll never forget. All of them were, in a way, just the most therapeutic and totally understanding people I think I've ever met.
Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice is your locally managed nonprofit home health care provider. It's your choice. Ask for us by name when home is where you want to be.
The New Hampshire Heritage Collection by M.J. Harrington Jewelers is imagined and designed by our craftsmen, inspired by the natural beauty and special places that make New Hampshire extraordinary. The Old Man of the Mountain, Common Loon, Covered Bridge, Sap Bucket, and New Hampshire Lakes Collection are tributes to the story of the Granite State, made in America, handcrafted, uniquely yours, from M.J. Harrington Jewelers.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick Must-See Bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
Halftime here in Hanover. As you can see, the score is 32-23. The Marauders lead the Merrimack Valley Pride. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby. And Scott, really it was all Hanover, but as we mentioned, Merrimack Valley played tough enough to kind of stay in it and not let Hanover run away with it just yet.
Yeah, if you didn't pay attention to the score and you were just watching the game, you'd be thinking it was a blowout right now. And you look up at the scoreboard and it's a 9-point game, and a big reason for that was Griffin Wheeler started to get hot, and right as the half expired, he hit a big 2 to cut it from 11 to 9. I mean, this is what Merrimack does. They kind of hang around, and I think they'll make it a game at the end. Credit to Hanover's defense, though, holding Merrimack to just 23 in the first half. Very fast-moving defense, and you know, it was real hard for Merrimack to get anything consistent on the offensive end.
Yeah, Griffin Wheeler, as you mentioned, with the 13 points, he is in a tie for the leading scorer of the game. Eli Gove with 5 and Caleb Heath with 5, so only 3 scorers for the Pride. And over on the Marauders side, Nolan Gantrish, that other guy who's tied with 13 points. Jai White 12, Pikus with 5, and Seltzer with 2. So 32 points, but only 4 scorers there, so it's kind of been a different game. But for this Hanover team, they're really getting the ball inside and making it work.
Well, it seemed like they started to get their scoring going. I think they scored, 19 in the second?
Yes.
They kind of got this inside-out thing going with Gantrish and White. White's in there banging the rebounds, and Gantrish is getting hot from the outside. He had 3 3-pointers in the first half. He's a really good shooter. Hanover in general isn't afraid to shoot from the outside, and that's because Jai White's in there banging the boards and getting the offensive rebounds, and I think he had 4 putbacks.
At least that many, yeah.
For 8 points.
Yeah, and Gantrish had 2
and he had other
also.
Offensive rebounds as well, other than those ones that didn't necessarily result in his points. So, yeah, I mean, they're kind of playing an inside-out game and using that size down low to get putbacks.
So that first quarter, Hanover won 13-7, and then they won the second quarter 19-16, as you referenced. They scored more points than their first quarter, and obviously Merrimack Valley came alive in that second quarter, and we will see if they can do that in the second half. So we'll take a break and come back and talk about second half after this. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Why is it always time for pizza in New England? Because Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are popping up everywhere. With dough made fresh daily and baked in brick ovens, plus pasta, sandwiches, and artisan salads always from fresh ingredients, you're never far from good times and great food at Ramonto's. Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. Want a piece of the pie? Visit Ramontos.com for franchise opportunities.
William A. Smith Auction Gallery hosts 45 auctions a year. Our customer base is worldwide, and our reputation is for honesty and fairness.
Right there, $5,000, $3,000. I got 2 there, thank you. 20.
Join us for one of our live auctions. Check out the auction schedule on our website. Auction day is lively and fun.
Sold $3,381. Yeah, sold $253. Sold $850 straight away.
We look forward to seeing you on auction day.
No matter what season.
Welcome back. Halftime here. Merrimack Valley Pride trailing the Hanover Marauders 32-23. And we talk about some of the stats and things going on in the first half. Now let's look ahead to the second half. And Scott, if you're Hanover, we'll start with them. They get the 9-point lead. What's the most important thing they have to do in that second half?
I'd like to see them continue the defensive pressure. I mean, the way they're playing defense, 9 points is a lot. 23 points in the entire half. I mean, that's only, 11 and a half points a quarter. So 9 points is going to be difficult to overcome if they can continue to play defense the way they have. And then on the offensive end, I would continue to try to use their size down low to crash the offensive glass.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously with that 9-point lead, it can evaporate in only a few possessions. As we've seen Merrimack Valley, they can shoot the ball. Griffin Wheeler, we mentioned, with the 13 points. We've seen Caleb Heath take a lot of shots. He hasn't made a lot. But this Merrimack Valley Pride team, obviously a great defense, they can also score when they get hot.
Yeah, they definitely have the ability to get streaky. Merrimack Valley, obviously, they get the ball here to start the half. You know, you get a quick 2, and it's a whole new ball game. They just need to really focus on rebounding and cleaning things up down there. As far as their offense goes, I would like to see more of that inside-out game. Hanover, as I mentioned in the first half, it really collapses on the defense and people try to get in there, and you can kind of swing the pass out and get open looks from 3, and we know they can hit threes, especially Wheeler. So, yeah, this is certainly not over.
And we're certainly ready for a tight one because, as you mentioned at the outset, these games that Merrimack Valley loses, they do not get blown out. A loss against Manchester West by 8, a loss against Pembroke by 3, a loss, obviously the one we referenced against Kearsarge by 3, and opened the season with a loss against Conval by 6. So there's 4 losses basically that came down to the second half of the fourth quarter. We're probably in store for another one of those.
I would imagine so. I mean, it comes down to a couple bounces at the end of the game, which is, I don't know if it's because that they have to expend so much energy to come back. It makes it tough when you do that. But I mean, when it comes down to that, I mean, like the game we saw, it came down to a wide open 3-pointer to go to overtime. I wouldn't be one bit surprised if it was the same type of situation in this game.
32-23 here at the half. We'll take our final break and come back with the second half. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters 3-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. William A. Smith Auction Gallery. They host 45 auctions yearly. Check the schedule on their website. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. Much more than a home heating provider. La Valley Building Supply, 10 retail lumber yards serving New England for over 55 years. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza and more. Always fresh. People, food, great times await you. Baba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Baba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. And Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
Welcome back. Second half about to begin here in Hanover. Marauders sitting at 8-0, looking to continue their undefeated season. Merrimack Valley Pride 2-7 coming into this one. For over 11 years, Bubba's Bar and Grill has been providing hungry patrons with high-quality food and friendly service with a mission of delivering a remarkable experience to every visitor. And Bubba likes to remind you, we're having a lot of fun here. Well, as you mentioned, Merrimack Valley Pride getting the ball to start this half, and a basket here could go a long way. And as we've seen at this high school level, one basket can start something, but not that one there as Wheeler is blocked, and then the breakaway on the other end, almost blocked, but they're going to call the foul against Gove.
Loud rejection on that one end. White had him sized up and smashed it off the backboard. Coming back the other way, though, it was tough to tell if this was a clean block or not. Live, let's take a look. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of body.
Maybe he pushed him with that arm.
He did get the ball clearly, but there was a little arm work involved.
So the free throw from Gantrish now leads all players with 14 points. His second one off the mark. And again, an offensive rebound for the Marauders. And again, White is in the middle of it. Didn't get the original rebound, but he got the ball and tried putting it back up. He'll go to the line for 2.
And more potential second chance points here for Hanover.
This will be something to monitor as we talked about in that first half. Not a lot of fouls from either team. I don't believe either team had 5 fouls in that first half, so not a lot of free throw shooting. Wheeler was 1 for 2 from the line, and White was 0 for 1 in that first half. So we'll see how free throw shooting maybe plays a role in the second half if it does. White with the first shot missed, and second one no good. Well, maybe you figured it out if you are the Pride. Put White at the line. He's 0 for 3.
Yep.
Don't give him anything easy underneath, but the problem with that is if you're going to foul him, you got to make sure he does not make the basket.
Right, you don't want to end one situation, which the first time he was at the free throw line was exactly that. So, but yeah, make him earn it at the strip.
Eli Gove picks up the traveling violation, picked up his pivot foot. And turnover again, empty possession. Not what you want to do. After you got 2 missed free throws, go back and not get anything, but then the alley-oop a little long. White couldn't handle it. And here's the Pride with a chance. Get it back to single digits. Heath driving baseline, little strong, and the rebound to Adams. Up ahead to White. And there you go, we'll put him at the line. Heath's going to get called for that foul.
Yeah, exactly what you were saying there. I mean, it was a nice lead pass, and he had a pretty good look at the rim. But Caleb Heath with good hustle play and made sure he didn't get the easy bucket, and now here he is having to earn it.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen so far, I think it's a good fouling situation as he's now missed all 4 of his free throws. So if you're putting him at the line, chances of him only getting 1 point at most is pretty high, I would think. He's clearly a good player, but, you know, he's got a weakness from the free throw line at least tonight. And he makes his first one. He's 1 for 5.
Sometimes all it takes is that first one to go through, too. So we'll keep an eye out on his future free throw shooting, but he saw it go through. Now he might pick up some confidence.
Pride trying to get something going on the offensive side, yet to score in this second half, and that one no good from Kerrigan. And here go the Marauders coming right down. Adams not afraid to go to the hole, but he'll be fouled and he'll go to the free throw line.
It's funny you mentioned not a lot of free throws in the first half, and since then that's all we've had.
That's all we've had, really. Every possession down. Seems like Merrimack Valley is fouled, and
but it's good strategy here by Hanover. I mean, you're up 9 points. Take the ball to the hole and get to the free throw line, you know, and extend this lead. Merrimack has played decent defense so far, and it's been hard other than the offensive rebounds to get good looks. So take it to the hoop and try to get some free points.
Adams does just that. He gets both of his free throws. The lead is now 13, the largest lead of the night for the Marauders. Corner 3 up, and it rims in. Nice shot from Gove.
Nice shot by Gove there. He had a pretty good look, but it was contested, and he was able to rattle it in, and that's his second three?
Yeah, second three. He's got 8 points. Go along with another field goal.
So it's good for Merrimack to get another score other than Griffin Wheeler going here. Let's see if Gove can keep it up.
And they've clearly made some adjustments, Merrimack Valley, that is, on guarding White, as we see another three
and
from
there
Gove.
Is Gove.
So going back down, we've seen White. They're trying to force it to him, but the Pride have clearly made a defensive effort, as that one is Gantrish taking it to the hole. White has struggled to get really an open look, and when he has, he's been fouled, and so credit to Tim Musher and the staff making some adjustments, and they said, hey, we're not going to let White beat us in the second half, and right now he isn't beating them.
Well, you're absolutely right, but at the same time, they can't forget about Gantrish, who
That's
just
true.
Put in the 2. He was their leading scorer in the actually in the first half. He's very good from the outside, so if you get him an open look on the outside, even if somebody's charging at him, he can easily up fake him and take it to the hoop and get an easy layup, as we just saw.
That foul goes against the Marauders. Pikes, his second, and the team's first of the second half, and that ball tipped away. It'll stay with the Pride. So 9-point lead, 6 points apiece in this second half. We started with a 9-point lead for the Marauders, and that's where we sit right now. Got to get it in, and they do get it into Wheeler, and that's going to be over the,
That's a good call by the official there. He definitely got it on their side of the court and went over the line. It was close, but excellent inbound defense by Hanover right there.
Just a half a step off, but if he doesn't get it in there to Griffin Wheeler, it's probably a 5-second violation anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
you kind of got to force it in that
at that point
and hope for the best.
So Marauders take over, and then immediately, well, almost lost, but Gantrish heads up, gets it back. Looked like Wheeler was going to take that one the other way.
Yeah, that was some good defense by Wheeler there. He's getting his hands in there and making it tough for the dribblers, but we got a foul call on, who was it?
I think they're going to give it to number 50. That was Ethan Drapo. His second, team's fifth. So three-pointer there, and that one is Gantrish.
Yeah, and there's Gantrish again from the outside. 4 3-pointers now. That kid has a beautiful, beautiful shot from the outside.
And then double teaming in the backcourt, Wheeler. No help, so he is able to get it by himself, and then the errant pass inside, not handled by Kerrigan, but maybe it was on the misfire on the pass. It's a turnover, and now Merrimack Valley finds himself down 12.
It was a great idea by Heath. He had a man in there. He tried to fire it in there to get him an open layup, but his pass was a little too low, below the shins. Tough one to get.
So 41-29, 4:47 to play here in quarter number 3. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Elizabeth Durazio, and
I'm your host, Abby Peel.
Coming to you from the town of Hopkinton.
Coming to you from the New London Barn Playhouse. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming on this beautiful day.
Beautiful day, perfect spring day.
We've been here as a staple in many of the communities. And
so many people that you get to meet and a wonderful community that you feel like you're always welcome in.
With this great opportunity of opening a restaurant that's really community focused.
So join us again next week
for a new edition of Yankee Chronicle.
H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems.
Merrimack Valley coach Tim Mucher, as his team trails by 12 after trailing by 9 at the break. Looking to get something going, but they just have not been able to do it, and giving Hanover too many chances. And here's Hanover again. Now they're going to take their time on the offensive side. No need to rush. Adams puts it up, and then the offensive rebound there from Pikus. Gantrish with a 3, and he hits it again.
Kid is on fire tonight.
Nolan Gantrish, the 5'10 senior. 5 threes.
Merrimack needs to find something here. They've only got 6 points this quarter, both on 3-pointers by Eli Gove here. Nobody else has come close to scoring.
There's Heath guarded by Gantrish, and then back over to Kerrigan, who will reset the offense. Try to get it to Wheeler, really forcing it to Wheeler, and stolen away by Adams. Back in fourth, Adams ends up with it, and he gets the hoop.
Smart ball movement on the fast break there with a give and go.
40s.
Well done.
Let's take a look at this one nice little give and go. It goes back in the air, and then Adams puts it up. And they have the 17-point lead. 3:43 to play in the third quarter. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a La Valley Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
3:43 to play here in quarter number 3, and that lead has been opened up to 17 points. YCN scoreboard sponsors LaValley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. LaValley's would like to thank all their neighbors for shopping with them. Come on in and meet their team. Customer care is their first priority. And Scott, we talked about it in the halftime break, where Hanover's got to continue to be aggressive, and they certainly have answered the bell on that one.
Yeah, I mean, their defense has been unbelievable. And like I mentioned right before that little last fast break, they've only got one score in this entire half so far. The 2 3-pointers by Eli Gove. That's it for this quarter. So they need to get something going. And Wheeler, you see, is trying to. He's their guy. But Hanover is not making it easy on them. They've continued to swarm them defensively. And really, I think their defense is why this lead's opening up. I mean, they've had how many fast breaks here? And they're just taking it to the hole, getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, creating their offense on defense with the fast breaks and the turnovers, and then obviously with those second chance points. And here's Dominic Kerrigan at the free throw line.
And these will be second chance points too. Obviously they got themselves an offensive rebound, and when you do that, good things happen. You get to the free throw line, but Kerrigan needs to make him pay here with at least one.
His second one is good. So he's 1 for 2. He has 1 point, and Wheeler also 1 for 2. So as a team, only 2 for 4 from the free throw line are the Pride. Dumping it down to White. He was triple teamed. He finally did get it, and then he put it in. What a move by Jai White.
Size. He can get higher than the other kids, and he was able to kind of tip it twice to himself, still pull it down and get the shot up and get the 2.
And this defense begins in the backcourt. The tight man-to-man defense as the open look falling off the mark, and the Hanover Marauders get the rebound. I mean, this Hanover defense begins the minute that ball is inbounded. They're picking up the man full court, and then everything's disrupted. So he crosses the timeline, and he's already looking to bail out, and then they just can't get anything going on the offensive side.
I mean, they can match Merrimack Valley with their speed, but they're also bigger.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's making things very difficult for this offense to find some open space.
16-7, Hanover has outscored Merrimack Valley in this third quarter. That would be the most lopsided quarter so far tonight, opening up that lead to 18 points. And then going to the free throw line, Charlie Adams, his second trip at the line, he's 2 for 2. 4 points, and they're now in the bonus here as that was the 7th foul committed. It's up and good. The foul was against Caleb Heath, so it's his 4th foul and the team's 7th. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of the Marauders at the line.
When Caleb Heath's not somebody that Merrimack wants to lose.
That is correct. He was the one who was actually trying to shoot. He didn't really get much going in, but a big player for them. Important piece if they want to try and come back, and that one's thrown right away. Another breakaway here.
Yep.
Cantrish. What a move.
Beautiful touch on the land, but great defense again. Turns into transition. I mean, this is the defense setting this up, and what a beautiful alley-oop pass by Charles Adams, and Cantrish finished with an acrobatic layup.
52-30. Timeout on the floor. 2:15 to play in this third quarter. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
I had broken my humerus. I went home in the care of the VNA, and I met a group of women that I'll never forget. All of them were, in a way, just the most therapeutic and totally understanding people I think I've ever met.
Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice is your locally managed nonprofit home health care provider. It's your choice. Ask for us by name when home is where you want to be.
Welcome back. 2:10 to play here in quarter number 3. It's been all Hanover in this second half. Putting up 20 points, and there's a bucket from Drapo.
Somebody made a big mistake for Hanover there and just left Drapo down, standing under their hoop wide open. I mean, that was the easiest 2 points we've seen tonight.
And White couldn't handle it, but it was tipped against by Merrimack Valley. It'll stay with the Marauders.
Yeah, White might not have gotten a rebound there, but his presence underneath still created that ball going off a Pride player and keeping the possession going their way.
So 20 points here in quarter number 3 for Hanover, only 9 for Merrimack Valley, opening up this 20-point lead inside the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Big three. We've seen that one before. Pikus from deep.
That wasn't quite as deep as the one Pikus took earlier, but that was still a good 4 feet behind the three-point line. He's definitely got some range. He feels confident shooting from out there.
So Pikus with 8 points. He had 5 in the first half, and that first basket there of the second half. Hanover will get the ball back.
Merrimack's starting to get a little frustrated on the offensive end, and they're kind of forcing things and creating turnovers. Hanover not making it easy on them whatsoever. They're playing the full court press almost every time, and it's been tough for Merrimack to get the ball just over half court at this point.
Well, I mean, clearly Tim Winslow has scouted this Merrimack Valley team, and he knows that you can let off the gas and they'll come back. So he did not want to do that in his third quarter. And as you mentioned, continuing that full court and being aggressive. And as we see a deep three from Galbraith.
Yeah, when you got guys that can come off the bench and hit that shot, I mean, that's a lot of depth. It's tough to stop. And the Pride they don't seem to have that depth. And you know, just jumping in the passing lanes, making great plays.
Pikus couldn't get that one to go, but Hanover there with the offensive rebound and another deep one.
A very deep one again.
Pikus no good on that one, but the rebound to the Pride as we approach 30 seconds to play here, quarter number 3.
Yeah, Pikus is playing with the Steph Curry strategy. The further away from the hoop, the less likely there is to be a hand in your face. So that's what we're seeing from him right now.
Nice move there, but going up for the block and coming away with a foul. That looked like it was Eli. Derek Lacey, the junior guard.
Here is that. I mean,
hammered.
You can see he's not going straight up. He's kind of chasing and got a lot of body there. Why
Lacey.
We're seeing free throws.
Lacey's first one is up and good. As we mentioned, only 5 seniors. I mean, good number for Coach Winslow. And then adding to that, looks like they have 6 juniors. So pretty good stacked team. And next year could be even better, which is pretty scary for all of Division II if they're going to get better than this.
And they got some key players that are sophomores and juniors. I mean, you look across the board here. Jai White's just a sophomore. He's got 2 years to go. Pikus, who we see jacking up the threes, is just a junior, so he'll be around next year. Also, Frank Brennan, starter. No, he is a senior. I apologize.
And that three is blocked, and Pikus gets his hand on that one.
Pikus knocking the ball off our camera over there.
Knocking that scoreboard a little off. If it's not off kilter enough with Hanover, big 28-point lead. Trying to alley-oop it / toss it in, and really didn't go anywhere. Heath wasn't sure the time on the clock. He didn't get a shot off. So at the end of 3, here in Hanover, it's the Marauders 60, the Pride 32. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Why is it always time for pizza in New England? Because Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are popping up everywhere. With dough made fresh daily and baked in brick ovens, plus pasta, sandwiches, and artisan salads always from fresh ingredients, you're never far from good times and great food at Ramonto's. Ramonto's brick oven pizzas are the locally owned restaurants that make freshness taste so good. Want a piece of the pie? Visit Ramontos.com for franchise opportunities.
To me, it was a no-brainer to switch to the Anderson 400 series window.
From the exterior of the house, you can't tell which windows are old and which windows are new. They're really very compatible.
I really appreciate the energy efficiency of the 400 series.
Anderson, in my opinion, is the heavyweight champ.
Welcome back. Start of the 4th quarter here, 60-32. Hanover Marauders outscoring the Pride in that quarter, 28-9. And really, that quarter could have gone one of 2 ways. It could have been, a Pride comeback, as we've seen before in that Kearsarge game. We see on the scoreboard, on the standing sheets, their scores. They have come back before, but it went the other way with Marauders playing very aggressive and obviously getting some good shots from, Pike has had a couple good threes.
Yeah,
decent.
It did not go Merrimack's way at all. I mean, it was a 9-point game at half. The Pride got the ball coming out to start the half. They started to get a little momentum going. They put some points up in the second quarter, and you're kind of hoping maybe they can keep that going into the third quarter, keep that momentum going, maybe get a quick hoop, cut it to 7-6, something like that. But Yeah, the opposite happened, and Hanover just put the pedal down, and you know, like you said, I think they might know, and their coach Tim Winslow might know that this is even though they're 2-7, Merrimack is a gritty team. We can't let up. We can't let them back in this game, and that's exactly what happened. And now we have essentially a blowout at this point.
Yeah, 30-point lead there after both free throws from Seltzer. So the free throw shooting really has picked up for this Marauder team. Other than White, most of the free throw shooters have been pretty good. And it looked like the offensive rebound was going to be Wheeler's, but they're going to call it a jump ball. It will stay with Merrimack Valley, but that seemed like that's a quick whistle.
That was a very quick whistle. You got to let them wrestle for it a little bit before you blow the whistle, but yeah, at least, I mean, it hurts their possession arrow, obviously, but at least they did get to keep possession.
And then chasing it down, almost thrown away, but again, tough defense there. That's Adams coming away with it. And he goes right inside. It's going to be also going to the line for the third time.
Hanover continuing, even in this 30-point blowout, to be aggressive and take it right to the hoop. And, I mean, they really lived at the foul line here in this second half.
Yeah, and if you take out Jai White from the free throw line, they've only missed one free throw so far in this game, as we see Adams continuing his streak of 5 straight in this second half. All of his points in the second half, he's got 7. And he continues to make them. You've got Gantrish with 1 missed free throw, and then the other missed free throws are White. He has 4 missed out of 5 attempts. So other than White, this Hanover team, good free throw shooting team, and clearly White, as you mentioned, he's a sophomore. He's got a lot of room to grow, and if he can start this good from the field and improve his free throw shooting, he'll be a force for a couple years.
Yeah, I mean, as a sophomore, he's not done growing. We know that, and he's already a big force down low, crashing the glass, really making things hard for an undersized team like the Pride. He could be unstoppable here in the next few years.
6'4" already. He's got 15 points, many of them from inside.
And you know, as a team that struggled and finished 11th in the standings last year, and now they sit 8-0 atop the standings, you know a sophomore like Jai White's playing a big role in that.
Wheeler no good on his 3. And here come the Marauders again, pushing the pace, finding the open man in the corner. No good from Galbraith.
That was a good kick out by Charles Adams to get that open shot by Albright, though.
And then they're going to say possession was taken by Lacey, and then he traveled. So it'll stay with the Pride. Merrimack Valley trying to get a little bit of a fast break, but Lacey, good defense to kind of slow it down. Unfortunately for him, he traveled. It'll stay with the Pride. 6:23 to play in this one. Our next live YCN game of the week is next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. as the Marauders of Hanover High School host the Cougars of Kearsarge. Inside there, nice move. Wheeler with the hoop. So we'll see this Hanover team again. We've seen Kearsarge a couple of times early in the season against Lebanon, and against, as we mentioned, this Merrimack Valley team. So that could be a good test.
I mean, Kearsarge, they fell behind big early against Lebanon, but they had a nice comeback of their own, and obviously they were beating Merrimack big early in that game, even though the score was a little closer than what you might think because Merrimack made a little bit of a charge there. But it'll be interesting to see how Hanover can handle them. It'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, that will, as we see William Cahoon hit his first free throw, and taking a look at the standings here, Kearsarge coming in, or to tonight, they sit at 4-2, and I'm sure they're having a couple more games before they meet, so. Second free throw, no good. So that should be a good battle next week. Merrimack Valley have some bench players in there, and a nice effort there from Heath. Little slash, and it'll go to the line.
He's still playing with 4 fouls hanging around in there, and still working his tail off. So Good for him to get a few points here to make it a little closer.
Yeah, Drapo with 4 fouls as well, and that foul goes against number 33, William Cahoon.
The foul numbers really just added up so fast.
So Heath completes the traditional 3-point play, and he now has 8 points. And that'll be staying with the Marauders. 5:32 to play here. Don't forget to stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We will choose the team member that had the greatest impact on today's game. HR Clough is dedicated to performing the best service and providing the best products every day. A little bit of ball movement here from Hanover. No need to continue their aggressiveness. Being up 28, 5:13 to play. They're starting a little bit. I mean, as you see in the shot there, Tim Winslow, he's still coaching his team, but slowing it down a little bit.
Of course. I mean, he's got a lot of young guys out there who didn't start this game. I don't think there is a starter on the floor at this point in time. So, yeah, you want to coach these kids up and try to get them into a real game situation so they're ready when they need to be called upon.
Yep. And inside 5 minutes. No shot clock, obviously, here in New Hampshire high school basketball. Splitting the defenders, but couldn't get it to go was number 15, the junior guard, Derek Lacey.
Yeah, Derek Lacey's going to think about that one after this game.
Should have had that one, a nice drive. And it will be Hanover basketball, but we'll get a timeout first. 4:41 to play in this one, 65-37. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Someone once said that trust is always earned, never given. With a 70-year heritage of diamond expertise, M.J. Harrington Jewelers has earned the trust and respect of loyal customers for generations. Whether the occasion is a new beginning of life together or celebrating a decade's deep love, the professionals at Harrington's take time to understand our customers' dreams, then turn those dreams into exquisite reality. At M.J. Harrington Jewelers, trust is as precious as the fine diamonds we offer. We look forward to earning your trust.
Watch our Yankee Chronicle every week on this station at 8:30 p.m. on Thursdays and 8 p.m. on Saturday. If you miss any of our local programs on our 3 YCN network stations, you can always watch them anytime on our website at ycnnow.com. Final 4:30 here, this one, as it's all Marauders, 65-37. Jeremy Stout, Scott Quimby on the call, and a nice use of the backboard there by Cahoon.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Calhoun was intended for that to go off the backboard, but it was a good job moving the ball, and Calhoun got a pretty good look from the free throw line uncontested.
Deep three-pointer, or the three-pointer, I should say, no good, and here come the Marauders. Pull-up jumper rattles home, and that's Derek Lacey.
Making up for that missed layup earlier.
With a nice little pull-up jumper. 4 minutes to play. 32-point lead, and foul call goes against Simmons, Jr. He's checked in here in the second half. It'll stay with the Pride. That is Simmons' second foul, team's 4th.
Loud as the crowd's been all night in a 69-37 point game. A weird time to
get excited.
Loud,
Pride still trying to get something going, and they're going to try there. No good from Wheeler. Nice offensive rebound, and here comes Drapo going inside, and he'll go to the free throw line. Foul is going to be against number 33, William Cahoon. And those cheers you hear is for the bench player coming into this one, number 24, Linus Mayo, junior forward. Drapo will get a couple of shots. Kind of an interesting check-in there. Usually when you get 2 free throws, you check in after the first one.
Yeah, I don't know why
Mayo was just excited to get into the game. They let him in early.
He couldn't wait.
Crowd was loving it too.
Probably not something that happens every game, and you know, credit to the crowd that came all the way here from Merrimack. They're still cheering their team on, even in a blowout, and having some fun.
30 points now. And that defense, or the offense, excuse me, is still playing hard. I mean, got a lot of the starters out there, if not all of them. And the offensive rebound, and that's Mayo with the putback. And the big cheer goes up here from the Marauder student section. 71-39. Nice inside look, and Drapo gets it to fall. Coach Mucher wants to take a timeout. 71-41. 3:05 to play in this one. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Someone once said that trust is always earned, never given. With a 70-year heritage of diamond expertise, MJ Harrington Jewelers has earned the trust and respect of loyal customers for generations. Whether the occasion is a new beginning of life together or celebrating a decade's deep love, the professionals at Harrington's take time to understand our customers' dreams, then turn those dreams into exquisite reality. At MJ Harrington Jewelers, trust is as precious as the fine diamonds we offer. We look forward to earning your trust.
Welcome back. Linus Mayo there with the big bucket.
Fan favorite.
Fan
Linus
favorite,
Mayo.
yes. That is correct, giving the Marauders the lead to 30 points. Actually, it was up to 32, and then Drapo with the basket cuts it back down to 30, and then the timeout by Mucha. .305 to play here in the fourth quarter in the game. Hanover led from the outset, never really looked back. We thought maybe at halftime it'd be a little bit of a game, 32-23, but that third quarter opening up a 28-9 run, and the Marauders really were in control of this one. Here comes Wheeler taking on the defender, and Simmons get called for the foul. Wheeler continuing to push the pace. Good effort there, down 30. He's still out there. Heath is still out there.
Yeah, the Pride really kept things tight in the first half there for a bit. I mean, they hung in there. We mentioned a few times, I mean, it looked like Hanover should be dominating the game, and somehow Merrimack was able to, with their defensive intensity, I think keep it a tight game, and the floodgates just opened up in the second half. I mean, Hanover was just dominant there in that third quarter, and
so Wheeler hits both of his free throws, and as you mentioned, I mean, Hanover was dominating. The scoreboard wasn't showing that, but clearly that caught up to them, or caught up to Merrimack Valley, and the domination really showed itself on the scoreboard. 71-43 now. Well, 2.5 minutes to play in this one. Obviously, Hanover, no rush to get anything going. Taking their time, as you mentioned, a lot of the bench players in. And no rush. Nice little pass there, but Cahoon can't get it to fall. Good play, though.
A lot of, as you mentioned, a lot of starters still in for Merrimack Valley here. As you can see, their leading scorer, Griffin Wheeler's still out there.
William Cahoon gets that one to go. He's got 5 points.
I think that makes this time even more important for Hanover, knowing that they're playing against a lot of the ones for Merrimack Valley, and they're putting up points and really extending this lead, or at least keeping it even.
Yeah, and there's
confidence builder for a lot of kids.
Drapo with the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Heath from the three-point line. Nice drive and nice move by Heath. Yeah, I believe all the starters except one are out there. Eli Gove is the only one, I believe, who is not out there as a starter. The guy in his place is Drapo. So you're right, a lot of starters. And Hanover playing strong. Cahoon kind of runs into a brick wall. Drapo gets it back to Mayo along the baseline. He steps out, and that'll be a turnover. Minute 1 second to play, back to Merrimack Valley.
And if you're Tim Mucher at the same time, you might have your starters out there because you know they kind of really played like crap here in the second half, and you want them to find something here and get some momentum either that or just punish them and make them run. I mean, they didn't bring it here in the second half.
Well, they get a tough one on the road at Bow, as we see Heath getting a layup to go at Bow on February 3rd. And as we mentioned, Bow, a very good team. They sit at 7-1 tonight, so that'll be a tough one. Mayo can't get the roll.
They've already played Bow once, too, if I'm not mistaken, and it did not
go well.
It did not go well.
Yeah, that was one of their big losses, 62-36. Tipped away, and layup is this should do it here. The final 5 seconds. Merrimack Valley is not going to get a shot off, and that is going to do it for this one. The Hanover Marauders improve to 9-0 as they defeat the Merrimack Valley Pride 75-47. We'll take a break and come back with the wrap-up after this. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
William A. Smith Auction Gallery hosts 45 auctions a year. Our customer base is worldwide, and our reputation is for honesty and fairness. Join us for one of our live auctions. Check out the auction schedule on our website. Auction day is lively and fun.
Sold 3,381. Sold 253. Sold 850 straight away.
We look forward to seeing you on auction day.
No matter what season it is, you can always find the best in American and Italian cuisine at Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newbury, New Hampshire. Stop in to enjoy our fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizzas, the award-winning seafood chowder, and a new seasonal menu just right for the cooler months. Dine in or take out. You can check out our full lunch and dinner menus along with daily specials on our website each day as well. Bubba's Bar and Grill, just 2 miles from Mount Sunapee in the beautiful harbor of Newbury, New Hampshire.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Elizabeth Durazio, and
I'm your host, Abby Peel.
Coming to you from the town of Hopkinton.
Coming to you from the New London Barn Playhouse. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming on this beautiful day.
Beautiful day, perfect spring day.
We've been here as a staple in many of the communities. And
so many people that you get to meet and a wonderful community that you feel like you're always welcome in.
With this great opportunity of opening a restaurant that's really community focused.
So join us again next week
for a new edition of Yankee Chronicle.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more, with more frequent major weather events. Don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Welcome back. Post-game here in Hanover as the Marauders continue their undefeated season. They sit now at 9-0. They win 75-47. And Scott, let's get right to it. The H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat. Player of the game, who you got?
Well, when your leading scorer outscores the next guy by 9 points, you think it'd be an easy decision. It wasn't. I'm giving the player of the game to Gantrish here tonight. He put up 24. He had 5 3-pointers, and you know his shooting was just spot on. You knew the second that release happened that the ball was going in the hoop, and so he's going to be my player of the game. Honorable mention, Jai White. He had 15 points, and he did some serious work on the glass, and he was a big part of the rush in the first half to kind of keep that lead.
Yeah, and you're right. Gantrish was a bigger part of the second half. He only had 13 points at half. He ended up with 24, as you mentioned, so 11 points in that second half, hitting some big threes, while White, who had 12 in the first half, only scored the quiet 3 in that second half. So yeah. I think that's a fair award, so Nolan Gantrish.
And Gantrish's, all his scoring pretty much came in that third quarter.
Yep.
I don't think he played much in the fourth quarter. They didn't need him to. So, I mean, it was a massive quarter. He could have probably put up more points if they kept rolling him out there.
So Gantrish finishes with 24, White with 15, a couple other scorers. It was Charlie Adams with 8 and Henry Pikus with 8. over on the Merrimack Valley Pride side, who fall to 2-8. Griffin Wheeler, 17 points. Eli Gove, 11. Caleb Heath with 12. Just a tough night for this Merrimack Valley team. Again, a close game that kind of fell apart in that third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, we only had 3 different people that scored for them in the first half, and Wheeler was really their only offense early on. And, you know, obviously in the third quarter, nobody was scoring for him other than Gove. He hit a couple 3-point shots early in that quarter. Heath kind of picked it up for him. He's somebody that we know that can score points. He kind of picked it up late in the fourth when the game didn't necessarily matter. But yeah, they need some scoring on this team.
So the final score here, 75-47. Hanover will be facing Milford as their next test. That'll be on February 3rd. That is on Monday. And then on Wednesday, February 5th, they face Kearsarge, and that is a game that we will be here for. And the Merrimack Valley Pride, after this loss, they travel to Bow, and that'll be a tough test after losing to them already this season. So the final score for the final time, the Marauders win this one 75-47 for Scott Quimby. I'm Jeremy Stell. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.
Thank you.